Imagine if you could bring in a Michael Jordan level expert for your specific biotech challenges, someone who could revolutionize your process development or accelerate your path to clinical trials without the need for a full-time commitment. Like Michael Jordan, harness fractional expertise. That's the power of a fractional CTO. Welcome, biotech innovators. How has your week been? I'm your host, David Brühlmann, and today we are diving into a game-changing strategy that could revolutionize how you approach drug development. Imagine having a secret weapon that could slash your development timeline, reduce the risk of failure, and give you an edge over the competition. Does this sound too good to be true? What if I told you this secret weapon has been hiding in plain sight and it's inspired by one of the greatest athletes of all time? It's the mid-1980s and the young Michael Jordan is taking the NBA by storm. He's got the talent, the drive, and the determination to be great. But Jordan knew something that many of us in biotech often forget. True greatness isn't achieved alone. Jordan didn't just rely on his natural abilities, and instead, he actively sought out the best coaches, trainers, and support he could find. He brought in experts for specific skills, for instance, a shooting coach to perfect his jump shot, a strength trainer to enhance his physical conditioning, and a mental coach to sharpen his focus. These weren't full-time additions to the Bulls' staff. They were specialists brought in for their unique expertise, working with Jordan part-time to elevate specific aspects of his game. In our last episode, we talked about the roller coaster ride of process development. Today, we are going to explore how these fractional experts can help you navigate those twists and turns with the precision of a champion. Just as Jordan used these fractional experts to become arguably the greatest basketball player of all time, biotech companies are now turning to fractional CTOs to achieve greatness in drug development and innovation. The co-founder of LinkedIn, Reid Hoffman, said, "No matter how brilliant your mind or strategy, if you're playing a solo game, you'll always lose out on a team." Imagine if you could bring in a Michael Jordan level expert for your specific biotech challenges, someone who could revolutionize your process development or accelerate your path to clinical trials without the need for a full-time commitment. Like Michael Jordan, harness fractional expertise. That's the power of a fractional CTO. So whether you're looking to perfect your jump shot in bioprocessing or enhance your conditioning for regulatory challenges, stick around. You're about to learn how the Michael Jordan approach to expertise could be the game changer your biotech company needs. All right, let's start with the basics. What exactly is a fractional CTO? Well, imagine having a top-tier chief technology officer on your team, bringing years of experience and a wealth of knowledge to your drug development process. Now, imagine you could have all that expertise without the full-time commitment or the hefty price tag. That's the essence of a fractional CTO. These are seasoned professionals who work with multiple companies, typically on a part-time or project basis. They bring C-level expertise to your team, but only when and where you need it most. It's like having a technological Swiss Army knife in your back pocket. Now, let's talk about the benefits. And trust me, there are plenty. First up, rapid access to broad biotech expertise. In our fast-paced industry, having the right knowledge at the right time can make or break a project. Fractional CTOs typically have experience across multiple areas of biotech. They've seen it all, from early-stage research to clinical trials and beyond. This breadth of experience means they can quickly identify potential pitfalls and opportunities that might not be obvious to your in-house team. Next, let's talk about flexibility. Biotech drug development isn't a linear process, is it? One day you're cruising along, the next you're facing an unexpected challenge that requires a specific skill set. With a fractional CTO, you can scale their involvement up or down based on your current needs. Depending on your specific needs, we can also pull in other expertise to ensure you have all the support you need to succeed. It's like having an expert on speed dial ready to jump in when you need them most. Third on our list is strategic guidance for risk mitigation. Remember in our last episode when we talked about the high-stakes nature of bioprocess development? Well, fractional CTOs can be your secret weapon in navigating these risks. They've likely faced similar challenges before and can provide invaluable insights on how to avoid common pitfalls. Are you enjoying this episode? I've got a quick favor to ask. If you're loving what you're hearing, why not hit that pause button for just a moment? Head over to Apple Podcast and leave us a review. It means the world to me. And speaking of reviews, I'd love to share one. Pildip from Germany writes, David delivers a great podcast. I like the depth of the conversations and also that the episodes have the perfect length for my commute to work. Thanks, Pildip. We're thrilled to be part of your biotech journey. Now back to our episode. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, the cost. We all know that bringing on C-level talent full-time can be a significant investment, especially for early-stage companies. That's where the fourth benefit comes in. Cost-effective access to C-level expertise. With a fractional CTO, you're essentially sharing the cost of a top-tier executive with other companies. You get the brainpower without breaking the bank. It's a win-win. Last, but certainly not least, accelerated business development. Fractional CTOs often have extensive networks in the industry. They can open doors to potential partners, to investors, or clients that might have been out of reach before. Plus, their strategic insights can help you make decisions that propel your business forward faster. Now, you might be wondering, well, this sounds great, but when should I consider bringing in a fractional CTO? Great question. Fractional CTOs can be particularly valuable during critical growth phases. Maybe you're moving from preclinical to clinical trials, or you're scaling up your manufacturing process. These transition periods often require specialized expertise that you might not need full-time. They are also incredibly useful when you're facing technical challenges that are outside of your team's current expertise. So instead of spending months hiring and onboarding a full-time expert, a fractional CTO can step in and guide you through the challenge quickly. And let's not forget about the skilled workforce gap in biotech. If you're struggling to find the right talent for a key technical role, a fractional CTO can fill that gap while you continue your search. Remember those challenges we discussed in our last episode, time and cost pressures in process development, selecting optimal cell lines and parameters, balancing investor expectations with regulatory hurdles? A fractional CTO can be your ally in all of these areas. They can help streamline your process development, leveraging their expertise to focus on the most critical experiments. They can provide insights on cell line selection and optimization, potentially saving you months of trial and error. And when it comes to navigating the complex world of regulations and investor relations, their experienced perspective can be invaluable. The potential impact on your biotech company's success can be significant. We're talking about reduced experimental work, accelerated time to market, and more efficient use of resources. Imagine shaving off months of your development timeline or significantly reducing your burn rate. That's the kind of impact a fractional CTO can have. Harness fractional expertise. And I recently had a conversation with the CEO of a startup company. And when they started out, they thought they could pull it off themselves in a highly challenging timelines. They thought they would be able to develop a process within a few months. Guess what? They finally managed to do it in a couple of years with a steep learning curve. And what she told me? She said, well, I give now this advice to other companies: pull in the right expertise right from the beginning. So harness fractional expertise. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Bringing in an outsider? Are you crazy? Won't that disrupt our team dynamics? Can they really understand our unique technology? These are valid concerns, and they are worth addressing. First off, fractional CTOs are experts at integrating with existing teams. They are not there to replace your team, but to enhance it. Think of them as a catalyst, helping your team perform even better. As for your understanding, your unique technology, that's part of their expertise. They're used to quickly getting up to speed on complex scientific concepts. Plus, their fresh perspective might just be what you need to overcome stubborn challenges. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with some actionable advice. Number 1, assess your current technical needs. Are there areas where you're struggling or could use some expert guidance? Number 2, consider your budget. Could you benefit from C-level expertise without the full-time cost? Number 3, look into fractional CTO services in your area. Start building relationships before you need them. Number 4, when you do bring in a fractional CTO, set clear goals and expectations. This will help you maximize the value of the relationship. And finally, be open to new perspectives. The fresh insights a fractional CTO brings could be the key to unlocking your company's potential. Remember, in the fast-paced world of biotech, adaptability is key. Fractional CTOs offer a flexible, cost-effective way to access top-tier expertise. If you're open to consider this new way of working, they could be the secret weapon that propels your drug development process to the next level. Why not harness fractional expertise? But that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think by leaving a review on Apple Podcast or the platform you're listening from? Well, thank you so much for tuning in today. If you found this advice helpful, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. And please tell us how you like this episode by leaving a review on Apple Podcast or the platform you're listening to, because your review means the world to me. I love hearing from you. So until next time, keep innovating, keep pushing boundaries, and remember, the next big breakthrough could be just around the corner. All right, smart scientists. That's all for today on the Smart Biotech Scientist podcast. Thank you for tuning in and joining us on your journey to bioprocess mastery. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast platform. By doing so, we can empower more scientists like you. For additional bioprocessing tips, visit us at smartbiotechscientist.com. Stay tuned for more inspiring biotech insights in our next episode. Until then, let's continue to smarten up biotech.